Also ich brauche im Leben Vielfalt.
I need diversity in my life because I don't like to always be busy just with climbing. That's not what I want. You discover different perspectives on life. That's great and enriching.
Das ist super, das bereichert einen.
As a climber, it is normal to be afraid when it comes to settling down. It's like that for all my friends. When you say, okay, you will have a child, build a house and go to work. Suddenly, you can't get outside as often as before. That can scare you.
Da kann man schon mal ganz auch kriegen, aber
But in the end, I thought, I want to experience life in all its facets. I know that sounds pompous, but you want to experience everything in your life.
ja, und dann schaust du schon mal, wie es wird. Beim Hausbauen arbeitet man halt nicht
When
so
building a house, you work with your hands, and at night you see what you have done, and that is a great feeling.
Es ist eigentlich so wie beim Einbauen einer Erstbegehung.
It's like bolting a new line, when you are working hard and putting a lot of energy into it, and most people will not understand why you are doing that. But when the line is possible, and the moves are nice, then there is hardly anything better. Every time I cross the border to Kufstein, I look up there and think back to that time, and how it would be to be up there, and that is what it's all about.
Bis zur Schlüsselstelle ist eigentlich schon sehr
Up to the crux, it is very steep. You climb on open, large holes and need to generate a lot of tension on the underclings.
Bei der Schlüsselstelle muss man dann auf Reibung auf
At the crux, you have to smear on 2 footholds, and from 2 underclings, you make a big cross over to a hold you can't see. The hand has to grab it perfectly. Standing on those smears and firing off such a big crossover never worked. I always fell on that move.
Bei mir ist jetzt im letzten Jahr alles
My
zusammengekommen.
buddies already told me it'll be tough, but I was optimistic.
Es ist wirklich sportlich geworden. Ich habe eine kleine Tochter gekriegt.
I became father of a little daughter, built the house and went to work. In the end, I had 0 time for the gym. I had to look for other ways to train and came across the Beast Maker. I thought Beast sounds good. I've always wanted to be a beast. So I put it up at home and properly worked on it for 3/4 of a year.
Ja, das hat gescheit angeschlagen, das Training.
The training worked very well, particularly because finger strength is my significant weakness, and I could eliminate that quite quickly and efficiently. You rarely have cuts. You can do dead hacks, pull-ups, and that's about it already, but that is all you need. Good finger strength and some body tension. When you are a fanatical climber, you're at the construction zone, putting one brick on top of the other, but your thoughts just circle around climbing. It would be the same with your daughter. You are hiking or playing with her, but you're thinking about climbing. That is exactly what I want to avoid. I want to be in the here and now, where I enjoy and live the moment. That is an important principle in my life, that I'm not distracted and only focus on climbing when I'm actually doing it. The main issue with these routes is that even though they are excellent, they are very often wet. There are years in which you can't try them, like the 2 years before when it was always wet. The sun never hits the wall. It seeps a lot. You need wind from the east or a very dry summer for it to dry, so you can try it in good conditions. Another difficulty with this route is that you need a fit and motivated climbing partner who can climb the 9- and the 10- pitches below, and then try the top pitch. Otherwise, it is pointless. And so everything has to align. You need the weather and the climbing partner so that you can get going. Awesome. It's actually not that hard, but I was forced to say it's hard. Heli told me that. I bolted it 3 or 4 years ago. The next year I tried a bit more intensively for about 10 days. The last 2 years I couldn't try it at all. Maybe 1 day per year.
Das gibt's doch nicht! Weil es dann immer eben nass war und Eier mit den Jahrhundertsommer, sage ich jetzt einmal.
Because it was always wet. With this year's summer of a century, I could invest another 10 days, and then I was lucky that there was a cool day at the end of July. I drove there around noon, and I felt it somehow. Today I have to perform, then I have a chance.
Nach der Schlüsselstelle hat die Tour einen anderen Charakter.
After the crux, the route style changes. You have to dance up on pretty small holds and feet. On a red point attempt, it's a bit nerve-wracking, and I really got pumped on the last meters to the top.
Das ist meine schwerste Tour, ja. Da bin ich sicher.
That is my hardest route so far, I'm sure. It's as good as the best routes on Schleierwasserfall, yes.
Rein aus dem Fenster gelangt, Tirols beste Linie. Ja.
To go out on a limb. This is Tyrol's best line. Really, really good. It doesn't get much better. As you can see, beautiful grey rock, little tufas, athletic climbing, and 70 moves in the overhang, of which not a single one sucks. Top quality. Really, really good.